fellow figure fans, that is correct. Today we have the S.H Monsterarts Godzilla from Godzilla vs. Kong 2021. Now, I was super happy to get this. I did pre-order it originally. Unfortunately, my supplier at the time, who I use quite a lot, were unable to secure me one. I don't know why. We did exchange a few emails and whatnot, but they did give me a refund in the end. But unfortunately, I won't be using them again. It's just one of those things. I don't really wish any ill on them or the person who runs that, but you know, you pay your money, you want your goods, and unfortunately, you know, everyone else got their pre-orders, but apparently I was left out of the loop for some reason, and no explanation. But anyway, I was super happy to get this guy eventually, because believe it or not, a couple of months have gone by. I was really bummed out, you know, and I didn't think I'd get him, and lo and behold, he popped up on a UK web store for retail price, not the scalper's price, but he popped up for retail price, 60 big ones, and I was super happy, and I instantly ordered, and lo and behold, a couple of days later, he's here in the post, with all his cool, shall we say, non-existent add-ons. The main differences between this guy and this guy, the 2021 version here, and obviously 2019 one here. The main differences are this guy didn't come with a beam effect, but he does come with an awesome paint job. And he does come with a set of interchangeable hands. While Lee's hands are literally the same as the hands that 19 has on him here. Well, you can really see because the flash is in the way, but they're literally the same hands. It's cool, nonetheless, that they gave you gripping hands, because as you can see from the pose here, if I kind of move him face on, you'll be able to recreate some really, really cool shit. And, you know, that's not mistaking the awesome paint job he has. Now, I know there was a lot of hate when we originally saw the promotional art for this guy, you know, and everyone was like, oh, he's got a toothpaste mouth. Now I've got him in hand and I can see the paint job. That doesn't bother me in the slightest. It kind of looks like he's just powered with atomic energy, and while he's roaring, you can see the power emanating from his mouth. I think there's maybe one quality control issue with my one. For some reason, his mouth does not want to open any more than that, unless that's about as far as I can get it to go. And then the mouth wants to kind of like pop off the ball joint. Monsterarts, I think, have outdone themselves with this guy. This is pretty much version 2 of the 2019 mould. And they've done really well with the version 2 mould. He's got a bit more flexibility, it seems, than the 2019 one. You can get some really neat poses with this guy. See for yourself, the paint job. Jesus Christ. It's exquisite. It's got, you know, everything. No loose joints out of the box. It's just incredible to look at. I'm in love all over again. It does have a bit of a wobbly knee, I've noticed on this one, but little things like that don't bother me. You know, I paid retail. If I, you know, paid the £190 this guy seems to think, you know, people seem to think he's worth now. If I paid that kind of price, I would be really pissed. I'd be umming and ahhing a lot, but let me just move this a little bit, get his tail down. But yeah, you can get some really, really cool, neat poses from this guy. He looks good. The paint job, really quite nice. I think they've done really, really well. And you can get some cool looking poses. You know, I'm looking forward to displaying this guy in the cabinet. He does seem to have a little bit of an overbite when I did that, but yeah, I'm looking forward to displaying this guy in the cabinet, but unfortunately I'm not going to be able to do that because we've got to move soon. No fault of our own, but obviously the landlady decided she wants to call it quits on this property, pack up shop. So now we're left scrambling looking for somewhere to live. So while it's bittersweet to have this figure finally in the collection, in a month or two's time I'll also have Mecha Godzilla and, you know, the kaiju gods out there willing version 2 special colour version of Ghidorah. I can't display any of these guys yet because I don't even know if I'm going to have the room in the new place. I'm probably going to have to give up one of my cabinets, and I'll tell you now, I'm not getting rid of my Godzilla figures. So more than likely all my 1/6 scale, you know, Hot Toys stuff like Superman, you know, the Timothy Oliphant custom Hitman figure, my Red Sonja, the Conan the Barbarian custom, stuff like that. I'll probably have to sell all them off just to keep the Godzilla stuff. It is what it is, but what can you do? But anyway, that's off topic. That's just me ranting. Yeah, he looks incredible. I mean, compared to obviously 2019, you can see the paint differences, the subtle little hints. Obviously, this guy is more based of, you know, when he comes out of the ice to originally fight Ghidorah. This guy is, I suppose, technically based on the scene where he blows the hole into the earth when he's in Hong Kong. Although it does boggle the mind why he doesn't come with a breath effect. This guy originally cost the same pre-order price of £60, and he came with a beam effect. This guy, obviously, you know, over here, different paint job, reminiscent of the poster 2019 version with the, you know, added colour to the spines. Although I'm glad they didn't go too overboard and put patches, you know, sorry big guy, if I just move him out of the way a minute, I'm glad they didn't go too overboard and, you know, didn't add bits and bobs here in the body. I mean, as much as I'd like to have, you know, the burning Godzilla they've done, or even the, you know, the exclusive one, which is supposed to be all blue, I just don't think they look right. You know, it looks patchy. And they haven't done that with this guy. They've just given him the paint on the spines, and I just think he looks incredible. Obviously, the paint in the mouth and the eyes. But when you've got the flash on, and as you can see now, the light hits the spines and the paintwork with the metallic paint, it just takes my breath away every time I look at it. It is really decent, and if the paintwork on the new Ghidorah is anything like this, and just, you know, subtle tweaks and things, it will just blow, you know, the other one out the water. This guy, I think, is far superior in how he looks to the 2019 version. But you know what they say, and Lee Christmas said it in The Expendables: you can't beat a classic. Still very cool though, nonetheless. I'm so happy to get this in the collection. Now, let's talk about posability and whatnot, paint job, and then we'll go into the cost and whatever else. Posability is your standard, you know, figure arts fare. Once you've, you know, seen one, you've pretty much seen them all. Same posability as 2019, although you can get the joints round a little bit more than you normally would on this guy. And you just got to be very careful in doing it. And you can get some of those cool, you know, hunched over poses, you know, where he was going after Kong. Oh, forgive me if it's gone out of focus. Apologies. You can get some of those cool, you know, hunched over poses where he's going after Kong. I mean, I could get Kong out here as well, but I'm not going to. But yeah, you can get some really cool poses hunched over with this guy. He just needs a little bit of balance in the tail. Yeah, he's got some really nice range of motion in the tail. Yeah, me liking that a lot. And the fact that, you know, this guy can hunch over as much, it just looks really, really cool. The paint job, the new set of hands you get, just everything just looks fucking glorious. It just looks really incredible to look at. But yeah, paint job wise, improved. Obviously, this is meant to depict the scene in Hong Kong, you know, where he goes, I can sense something, but I don't know where. Where is it? Oh, it's below me. Boom, and blows a hole straight down to the centre of the hollow earth, upsetting Kong on his newly discovered throne. I like the paint job. The metallic paint is a nice touch. It's just not, you know, it's not like it's just a weird painted on blue. It's metallic. I like it. I like it a lot. It's very nice to look at. Very eye-catching, very pleasing to the eye. Definitely one for admiring in the display cabinet. I think it will look very cool with the lights and whatnot I've got in there. But obviously, I'm going to have to wait until we've moved, because this I'll have to go back in the box. Which is a shame, really. But yeah, very cool. Differences between that and 2019, just so you can see. It's pretty much a similar mould. Only difference is paint here and there. Obviously, they've added a bit of dry brushing to the front of this guy. You can see here that he's got a little bit more brown and stuff to exaggerate the fact that he actually has a chest area on him now. He's pretty similar hands. Obviously he's got the grappling hands in here at the moment, but it is pretty similar. But I like it. It's not too different. Similar mold, just better paint job, I think. A bit more flexibility in the joints. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to displaying it. Yeah, that's obviously going over the posability and paint job. When it comes to, advice on costs, where you can pick him up, you know what they say, it is a buyer's market. Unfortunately, you know what it's like when it comes to scalpers prices and things for the figures we love. This guy, the last time I checked on eBay, because I was looking intently, trying to see if I can find if anyone in the UK had this for sale without paying the scalper's price, and a lot of people were wanting 180, 190 for it, and my pre-order, like I said, was £60. Kong was 60 quid when I pre-ordered it. It's just, like I said, the supplier just could come through with a pre-order for some fucking unknown reason. But anyway, that's a separate matter. But yeah, the fact that I got him retail, it just blows my mind. It's amazing to look at. I think it's incredible. And if you can get him for a decent price, below £100, I would recommend it to anyone. If you haven't got a Godzilla figure yet, or you're thinking about getting one of the Godzilla figures, I would definitely say grab this guy. It looks incredible, and I can't wait to display him. But recommended places if you want to get him. Unfortunately, when it comes to Monsterarts, as you know, if you're a kaiju fan, it's few and far between places. In the UK, it can be quite a dry well, so to speak. Only a few people are going to have certain figures, and obviously because of availability, they're going to command and want high, silly prices for them. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is in the UK with it. In America, it's going to be vastly different. You're probably going to have your local comic book shops that maybe have 2 or 3 of these sat on a shelf for a decent price locally. I'm not quite sure how much they are in dollars, but I know in the UK these retailed originally for £60 a pop. So if you are going to buy one, I would recommend £100 and no more. If they want more than £100, they're just scalping. They can jog on. When it comes to Ghidorah and the new ones, obviously pre-orders for Mechagodzilla were £100 originally. King Ghidorah special colour version was £150, and people already started listing them on eBay, and for £400. It's just ridiculous. I think personally, as a collector, I'm in it to buy. I'm not in it to resell. And when I do resell stuff, I resell for what I've paid. So if I ever did resell this guy, it'd be what I paid for, £66.50, because that will cover my shipping costs too. Yeah, it's just unfortunate. So if you are after him, unfortunately, you're gonna have to try Facebook groups, collector groups, your local comic book shops, depending where you live in the UK. If you're in America, it's going to be different. You've got other places. You've got Comic Con and things you can go to. At the moment in this time, obviously with the pandemic, websites are going to be your main go-to. But like I said, be careful of the scalpers' prices, and don't forget, make sure if you bid on anything, you follow the bidding all the step of the way. Because recently I've been bidding on a few items on eBay. I've won the bid, and for some reason they've cancelled it and then relisted it later for a higher price because they weren't happy. I had this issue not long ago. I was winning a bid on a head sculpt. Wasn't a lot. It was like £10. I won the bid for because no one else was bidding, and that was the starting price. But yeah, I got a message saying apparently I cancelled it and I didn't want it because the seller used the buyer didn't want it option to cancel it. It prevented me from leaving any negative feedback. So he basically, cheated the system and felt the need to message me after the fact. Rants aside and everything else, if you're after an alternate version, or shall we say a different version of Godzilla, the 2021 version is not that bad, and I would recommend it. Does it beat the 2019 version? No, Does it beat the 2019 version? I'll have to let you guys decide that one. Alright, much love. Catch you all on the next review.